my most recent roleplay story, which is a Chronicles of Darkness mixed with World of Darkness. It's got elements of both. I am playing a Kybit assassin. They are a lot like La Sombra, if you're more familiar with World of Darkness versus Chronicles of Darkness. And she is called Odette Crown. And she is a very simple soul. She's very good at murder. And she's not very bright. Yes, she has 1 dot in intelligence. But she has 4 dots in wits, and she has 4 dots in dexterity. So she can move like the clappers and notice basically any small movement that happens around her. She's very hyper-focused on a few select skills, one of which is knifing people in the throat, and which will come up later. And the other one is observing, spying. So she's really good at those things. She has the ability to move really fast, and she has, supernaturally fast, and she has the ability to control shadows and see at nighttime. So she uses that quite a lot to her advantage. They are very useful skills. The only problem is she can only really do them effectively when people have told her exactly what to do. Because otherwise she just kind of stands in bushes and is creepy.
Super fast idiot.
Super fast idiot, yes. Super stupid, super fast, and good at doing stupid things fast. Case in point. The first time that she met the crew, she was invited to investigate what everyone was expecting to be a ley line, a place of power that is related to a series of ritual murders by mysterious antagonists that we don't fully understand yet. So one of the players arrives at the scene of this park, and our 2 characters haven't met yet. I'd only met one of the player characters at this point, so she invited me to this place. She invited everyone else separately, didn't tell me that there'd be anyone there, so I was kind of like looking around, seeing if I could see anything, whilst trying to be as stealthy as possible. And so I climbed into a bush. And this is the very important thing that you need to remember, which is, in our game, we use botches. We're doing the Chronicles of Darkness, but everything a 7 or over is a success on 10-sided dice. Anything that's a 1 negates and subtracts successes. So, for instance, you get 4 successes and 3 1s. That's 1 success, which is normally enough to do a load of simple stuff. Unless it's really difficult, it's not going to be more than 2 or 3 successes. So we're okay with this. But sometimes it doesn't work in our favor, and we end up rolling a bunch of 1s and getting negative successes. And those are called botches in our game. So when we botch, things go really badly for us because our GM is, I'm not going to say harsh, but the consequences of our actions are taken to some logical extremes sometimes. And in this instance, my character, Odette, was hiding in a bush, trying to be stealthy. And all that happened was I was intently staring, thinking I was super stealthy, when I was like, you know the gif of Homer Simpson melding into a bush? It was like that, but halfway through. So she was clear as daylight hiding in a bush. And so this first player character who'd arrived on the scene was looking at me like, why is the creepy lady staring at me? And because this character, Tabby, she was also extremely socially awkward, she ended up just kind of shuffling around and trying to keep an eye on me out of her peripherals. but while being extremely awkward. And so, the second player arrives on the scene, and this is Daisy. She is a bit of a rabble-rouser, and like doesn't give a fuck most of the time, doesn't care about wibbly supernatural shit, is just like, let's focus on real life stuff. Unfortunately, there's a lot of supernatural wibbly shit, so most of the time she's like, I can't be fucked with this, I just want to go home. But this particular day, she met up with Tabby. Tabby and Daisy saw the creepy lady standing in the bush, and Daisy was like, this person is a freak, and I don't know what's going on, and it's freaking out my mate, so I'm going to deal with it. What Daisy does is go up to my character Odette and say, how's it going? You got anything good? You got anything, to have so I can have a fun weekend? And going through her brain was like, yes, a creepy person I can feed on. And then she turned up and was like, yeah, I'll buy drugs off of you. And what went through Odette's mind is, sweet, a weirdo wants to buy drugs and will follow me into this alley. I can feed on them. So the two of us were like trying to one-up each other as we were like, yeah, I've got drugs. Come with me and I'll show you my stash. Just give me the cash and I'll buy it. Follow me into this dark, secluded alley. And then she was like, yeah, I'll follow you into this dark, secluded alley, thinking, this sucker's gonna get eaten. And so two vampires walk into a dark alley. Fortunately, just as they're about to disappear, the person who invited everyone there, Elena, she turns up and is like, I guess my two friends have met up and are walking off to talk about it, but they're going in the wrong direction. And so she shouts, oh, hey friends! And both of us look over and like act startled like scared cats, and we're like, why is she talking to me? She's gonna blow my cover with this other person. And we both had the same thoughts about each other. And so Daisy shouts, shit, it's the cops, and sprints off down the road. Meanwhile, I'm like, God damn it, Elena, I am not letting my meal get away. So I sprint after her. And this is where she finds out that I have celerity. And I'm just like steam training down this road. Like, now I'm wielding a knife like, come here, I'm gonna eat you. And then both of us like chase each other down. I'm gaining on Daisy. And then Elena's like, what the fuck are these two doing? And then even though she is not fast, another fun fact about how the dice work in her game is 10s explode. So she rolls like 4 dice for running up to us, while both of us are rolling like 7 or 8 or something ridiculous. And she explodes 10s consecutively, getting like a whole bunch of successes while we were on just like a normal number, like 2. She was on like 6 successes. And so suddenly there was Elena just like, both of you fucking stop. It just appears and we're like, ugh. And that is how my character was introduced to the rest of the characters. I put my knife away and I was like, hello, friends. Should we investigate this thing? Oh yeah, and then the kicker was like, I went up to the first person who arrived, Tabby, and my character misread the situation and was like, I'm sorry to tell you, but you were acting really suspiciously. I was hiding and observing you. I don't know if you noticed, but if you're trying to look natural on the street, that's not really how to do it. You were really drawing a lot of attention.